All right, so Apex Legends on Nintendo Switch is finally out. A lot of people have been waiting a very long time for this. So the first question everybody has is, how well does it run? It runs about how you would expect it to. It's 720p, 30 FPS. Render resolution is cranked down pretty hard, but you can still see everything you need to see, right? It gets the job done. It's not the smoothest experience ever, right? It's not, like Xbox Series X, PS5 quality, but it's fine, all right? I would say a thing with it is that if you're coming from another platform, right? So Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, and you go to play it on Switch, you're not gonna think that it looks well. You're not gonna think that it runs well. But if you're solely looking at this from a perspective as like of just getting it to work on Switch and how Switch players are gonna react, they're gonna think it runs great. It looks okay, and it works. That's the main thing, is that it works as well as it needs to work, right? The controls, right? Very important aspect in the game's controls, right? How well does it feel to control? It's decently, it's decent, right? It's not as smooth as you need it to be for a fast-paced FPS game. The 30 FPS plays a really big part in that. Nothing feels super smooth. So if you are playing with a friend that is on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, and you're playing crossplay, you are going to be at a disadvantage. Just straight up, you are probably not going to do well. You're probably going to, die earlier than you would like to. And you're just at a big disadvantage versus people that are playing at 60 FPS with, smooth, super tight, precise controls. So I would highly recommend that if you are not playing with friends, to turn crossplay off and just get matched with Switch players. I think it's a little bit longer to find a match with crossplay off, but it's well worth it because you can kind of take the game a little bit slower. Everybody on Switch is kind of, not everybody, but a lot of people on Switch are, trying out the game for the first time, getting used to the controls. So, you don't feel pressured to do super well. It's just kind of learning the game. All right, so I played about 2 hours, and for that entire time, I was playing on Joy-Cons. I wanted to play on Joy-Cons because I wanted to experience how most people are going to play this game. And versus using an Xbox or PlayStation controller, the Joy-Cons feel terrible, right? These sticks are so small, so you can't turn as well as you would like to turn, make those like precise movements, turn on people, follow, like track people with your aim. I didn't try out the gyro controls. I'm not a gyro, control person. So, I mean, maybe that's way better. But if you're going to use a controller with non-gyro controls, I'd highly recommend, using non-Joy-Cons. So either a Pro controller or like one of the third-party, like Hori controllers or whatever. But the Joy-Cons get the job done. They're not absolutely garbage. It works, which is the most important thing. I would say the biggest issue it has right now is you get some FPS drops when you encounter multiple enemies, or there's a lot of effects going on the screen. And my, personal big complaint is that when you loot a death box, it flips your controls on you. So you have to kind of train your brain. If you're coming from another platform, you have to train your brain to get used to, flip controls when you're in a death box, which really sucks. I wish there was an option for that. I haven't messed around too much with the customizing the buttons, but I don't think there's a way to flip it back. But other than that, it's Apex Legends at the end of the day, right? It's a fun game. It doesn't matter how you play it, you're going to have fun playing it, right? Just don't expect it to be anywhere close to current console or even last gen console quality. Just go in with an open mind, low expectations, and you will have a ton of fun with it. I think it works as well as you would think.